generate revenue in your organization. In this session, we're going to be talking about our tips and tricks in terms of best practices with some great questions to ask. I've got an awesome opportunity for you guys, which is we've got a great document that we're going to put in the link in the comments that you guys can go through and copy that stuff. And we can go through and talk about that. I apologize, there's a little bit of background noise. We've still got a few contractors on site helping us with our office fit out. We have been waiting for the electrician to leave the building. He's just gone down the stairs, which is fantastic. So what I've got for you guys, if you are somebody who is hoping to be a little bit more effective at selling, if you're here to learn a little bit more about how to actually get your point across, close that deal, work on that opportunity, we've been running this series of sessions. We're going to produce a guide. We're still working on it. I've got the draft version here in front of me. I've got questions in it, and that is something that we're going to be using to help you guys sell more effectively. So welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Let me know in the comments where you are watching from. It's really good for me to understand who's there, and I can customize our presentation. Let me know your organization, and let me know maybe the products and services that you guys sell. And that would really help me a lot, so I can give you guys some case studies. Obviously, using the comments on LinkedIn and the comments there on YouTube is going to really help us to customize this Q&A for you guys, because this is what we're here for. We're here for you guys in a live session. So, okay, so let me know where you are watching from. I see there's a few people watching live on LinkedIn. Hey, tell me something. Is it Mitchell? I'm in Melbourne. Just tell me if I'm getting your name right. They're watching on YouTube. And you guys that have come on LinkedIn, I can't see at this stage who's there on LinkedIn. Someone can tell him to be quiet if you like. That is so who we got there? Rip Pack. So maybe if you guys could look up Rip Pack. Oh, welcome. We've got someone in the Bahamas, Chanel. I hope I've said your name correctly. So in terms of this session, what Vanessa's going to do, Luca, welcome. Stan, hello, Stan. Do owe you a phone call. I've got your missed call there. Stan, I apologize for that. Missed that call last night. So let me know also your organizations. What I'm going to get Vanessa and Luke to do is look up your organizations, give me a bit of insight so I can help you with those questions. Okay, I'm going to get straight into it. I'm going to read off a list of questions and we're going to sort of start a discussion. Look, at the end of the day, there's a couple of things. One is the concept of questions with selling is that you are actually presenting your product or service that you sell. You've gotten down the pipeline that far. So you are starting to talk to somebody about the opportunity. Now, there is a disclaimer here. It's very important that we consider this concept of ethics, because we have had a few people in this group sort of worry about, hey, Mel Knudsen from TAFE, good morning. It is important that we understand the ethics of selling. There's two things. There's ethical and unethical. The first thing I want to touch on from an ethical perspective is it's very important that you take the time to do the massive information gathering. We've talked about that in a previous session, your massive information gathering to ensure that the product or service that you sell or you represent solves a problem for the person standing in front of you or sitting in front of you. It's very important that you don't show up and throw up, that you take your time to do your due diligence. And that's the ethics of selling. Now, then, if you do clearly understand and you do clearly know that your product or service will solve the problem for the person that you're talking to or the people that you're presenting to, then it's unethical of you to back down and not help them solve that problem. So then it's a question of, is the person able to make the decision to buy the product or service that you're selling, or the concept or the idea that you're selling? And then do they have they're the decision maker, then they have actually the liquidity to do that. So they have the means, the payment means to purchase the product or service, and they have the ability to make the decision. Because if that is the case, then the first question you can ask is, do you have enough information to make a decision right now? Have you got enough information on my product or service to buy the product or service right now? Now, obviously, that's a pretty tough question. And that's where the unethical component of sales is. You don't back down from that, because they are consuming your time. They're not paying you right now. Maybe they'll pay you in the future, but they are consuming your time, and time is money. They're consuming your time for you to help them do their due diligence. So that question is really important. That first question is, do you have enough information to make a buying decision right now, or to make the decision to purchase the product or service right now? If you get an objection, which is no, then you haven't done your job properly. You haven't done an ethical job to actually help them understand the product or service. So then we can start to dig down into some of the pre-questions to get us to that point. So if we go back in the story, and I can read off some of these questions, I think it's important as part of the massive information gathering for us to be asking questions like, what are your short-term goals? What are your long-term goals? What does this purchase mean to you? And if we say, from a problems perspective, is the problem that you've got bigger than the investment? So ideally, what's going to happen is money itself is not worth anything. And if we are talking about sales and selling, we're talking about a financial transaction, that if somebody actually transacts with us and gives us money, it's not actually worth anything, but we can use that to get other things that are beneficial to us. And so what we're doing is we're trying to help somebody achieve or purchase or acquire a product or service that's beneficial to them. And in fact, it's so beneficial that it is worth more to them than the money that they have. And I've talked to you about this before. When value exceeds price, money flows. But when price exceeds value, it stops. And so the idea of purchasing something is that the thing that you're purchasing yourself as a buyer, you need to consider that you're going to buy milk, from the supermarket, milk or bread from the supermarket, that the milk or the bread is worth more to you to sustain your life than the actual $2 or $3 for that milk or bread. So it is important to be considering that it would be then unethical of you, because you're talking to a person and you're saying, but hang on a minute, I truly understand that at the other end of this process, that the money that you have is not worth as much as the product or service that I've got for you. So that is something to consider in terms of this process, so we can get obviously deeper down into these questions. Now, please, if you have got questions, you guys watching, I appreciate everyone that's come on live, you guys live on YouTube and you guys live there on LinkedIn. Please post the company that you work for. Excellent. That's ready to go, is it? Okay, so Vanessa's here in the studio with me and Luke's here helping me. Vanessa's going to drop links in YouTube, and she's dropped the link there in YouTube. She's going to drop the link in LinkedIn in the comments. You guys can click that link, the questions that I'm going through, which are the powerful sales questions for you guys to use. We've created a little document for you guys. It's special. It's not going out to the public. So those of you that have made the effort to watch this video today, you can grab that right now. It's there. It's free for you guys to click on. It's a Google template. Click on it, highlight it, select all, copy, paste, and then you've got the questions. So go right ahead and grab those. Okay. What does this purchase mean to you? What does it mean to your company? What is your boss hoping to achieve in the next year? What are your desired outcomes? How does your team objectives play into your department's strategy? These are all the kinds of questions that we can start asking that are really powerful to unpack and get the person that is on the other side really thinking about the benefits and how what you're there to do is help them. What do you perceive as your greatest strength? What do you perceive as a weakness for your organization? These are questions that you, when you're doing the selling, are asking. How does your company evaluate the potential of new products or services? So my product or service that I'm pitching to you, I'm presenting to you, how are you guys going to evaluate that? What's the criteria that I'm going to be evaluated against? Who has your business now? If you're looking at like a swapping of supplier, there's an existing relationship. We recently lost the deal, really good deal last week. We're really disappointed. We put a lot of effort into it. We missed out on a really great opportunity. And the reason when we called them, they said, look, we've just got a better relationship with the other supplier. So we said, okay, great. We're too early in the cycle for you. So our goal right now is to build a really great relationship with that organization over the next 18 months. We're probably going to invest somewhere between $10,000 and $15,000 of our time, of people's time here in this business, building the friendship with that organization, because we want to win that business. We are the best organization to be servicing that company. We're the best team to be servicing that company. We care the most. We care a heap more than the current supplier, but there was an existing relationship and they said, look, you're a better product, you're a better service, you're better at everything that you do, but there's an existing relationship. And that's the reason why we chose the supplier. So they're going to have a dull headache from that supplier. If they had have procured our services, there'd be no headache. But for them, they didn't have the confidence to actually disrupt it. And so what we're going to be doing over the next 18 months is investing in that relationship to build that relationship. So when the time comes that they go back to the market to purchase, we're going to be right there. So who has your business now? Why did you choose that vendor? So why did you choose the vendor in the first place? What's your buying criteria? What's your success criteria? Where do you put an emphasis on regarding price or quality or service? Where are those elements? What level of service are you looking for from us? These are all the really powerful questions we can go to. What do you like best about your present suppliers, even suppliers that are in another part? So who is your favorite supplier right now, and what do you really like about them? These are the types of things that can start to frame how you can address that. Roger, I'm going to get to your comment in a second. Thanks for watching. I see your comment there on YouTube. What do you look for in companies that you do business with? What might cause you to change suppliers? What do you like best about your current system? What would you like to see changed? What do you perceive your needs to be? How important are they? If you were me, how would you proceed to present the product or service? If you were me, how would you proceed to present the product or service? I really like that one. What will it take for us to do business? And then you can circle back to that beginning question, have you got enough information now to make a decision? What more information can I get? What more can I get you information on? That's a really great question. So when someone makes an inquiry to you, say, what more can I get you information on? Where are the gaps in your knowledge? What concerns have you currently got? So we can start addressing that, and you can start going through that. Who is the best salesperson that has ever called on you? These are really great opportunities to give you a really good frame of how that person's thinking, and you can customize what you're doing. If you could change one thing about your organization, what would it be? What common pain do you struggle with? What's a common challenge for your organization? What deadlines are you currently up against? Now, I've got heaps more questions here. I'm going to keep going through these powerful questions. I hope you guys have taken the opportunity to drop in and click on those links. Have we got that there in LinkedIn yet? It's there, is it? I can't see it. Okay, so Roger Swift, when you identify the opportunity to offer your services, when is the best time to engage? At the point where the shortcomings are identified by the client. Look, Roger, I think that the best opportunity to engage is at that time, but it's understanding that what we've been talking about in the last couple of presentations is that there are 3 phases. So there's massive information gathering, there is the presentation, and then there is the close or dealing with objections. And so every single objection in life, every day, we're getting objections all of the time, but we want to understand that there are going to be objections, and we want to be ready to answer those objections, because the objection is like just another name for a concern or a gap in knowledge. They haven't got enough information to make a decision. They at their current point, their understanding is that the product or service doesn't meet their needs or doesn't solve their problem. And it's your job to keep presenting and dealing with those areas and doing more massive information gathering. So we're circling back on objections. So I think that the point that the question that you're asking there in terms of where are we on that straight line of selling is that you do engage, because you're saying, okay, what are the challenges? What do you hope to receive? What do you hope to achieve? What are your goals? What are the things that what are the benefits you want to get out of this? Where do you want to be in terms of this process? What is it that you're hoping to achieve out of this? So it's as you do that massive information gathering and you take notes, you say, look, as you transition from massive information gathering to presentation, there's a really critical point. You say, look, we've spent some time talking about this. Just so I'm clear in my mind and I understand your problem and your situation, what you're hoping to achieve, I understand that you're concerned about this, and I understand that you want to achieve this, and I understand that this is an issue for you, and I understand that this is a problem. I understand this is what the outcome you're looking for. I understand that this is what success looks like. And so you're rephrasing the answers to all the questions. Now, am I right? Yes, great. You got the understanding. Okay, I think I've got a solution for you. I'd like to present it. Is that okay? And that's a really powerful question to ask, which is getting permission to say, look, I represent this product or service. In my view, we believe that the solution that we have solves those problems for you. It's going to be a huge amount of value, and the value that you're going to get from this product or service by far exceeds the price. Over in your business, what is the value of the solution? Like, how much money is this going to save you? How much upside benefit is this going to give you? And when you understand that the upside benefit and the value is far greater over in their organization, that's when you're going to understand you're going to be able to unlock a sale, and it's going to close itself. And so, Roger, I think the time to engage is in the moment, because it's about relationships, and a relationship is not something that is a point in time. A relationship is something that's not a point in time. A relationship is something that is a friendship, lasts over time. A relationship lasts over time. And so at that point in relationship, that's what's going to happen. We're going to take that opportunity and we're going to say, okay, we're going to build on that. We're going to build on that. And the concept of business goodwill is something that builds over time. And so I hope, Roger, I've answered your question there in terms of what, in terms of what is the time to engage. That is absolutely exactly the time to engage. Okay, have you guys got any questions? Perfect. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. So those of you other guys watching, let me know where you are watching from. Mitchell, thank you. Okay, excellent. I'm getting your name right. Welcome from Melbourne. Welcome from the Bahamas. Can somebody do me a favor and have a look at RipPack for me for Chanel? Excellent. And rippack.com. If you get the opportunity. Vanessa's going to come back. She's just disappeared for a second. So we can actually, I'm going to do that right now. I've got an iPhone right here. So RipPack, let me help you guys. So RipPack. Put your companies in the comments there for me. And then I can see, I can't actually click on you guys in the comments at this stage from my dashboard. Rippack.com, is that right? Yes, it is. I've got you. Okay. Okay, what is RipPack? The only single serving teeth cleaning powder that can be used without the need for water. Fantastic. Okay, so I'm assuming that can you let me know, do you guys like deal directly with the consumer in terms of your representative, or are you selling to things like supermarkets? So Chanel, if you could let me know. So RipPack can be used with or without a toothbrush. It's lightweight, extremely lightweight, so light you wouldn't notice in your pocket, and it's made in the USA. Fantastic. Okay. Okay, excellent. Let me have a look here. So dental hygiene solution for your next adventure. So, so here is an example for you, Chanel. If you are an outdoors person, if you're somebody who likes getting out hiking, if you're like somebody who likes going camping, if you're somebody who rides in motocross, if you're somebody who is outdoors all of the time, if you're somebody who is moving around or traveling for work, we have an excellent solution for you to help you with the inconvenience of brushing your teeth when you don't have water. We've got a great product. Hey, my name's Chanel. I'm from RipPack. I've been here for a number of years. We've got this great dental hygiene solution. Did you know it gives you the opportunity that you can brush your teeth without water? You can brush your teeth even without a toothbrush. So you can take this dental hygiene solution, you can put it in your pocket, you can put it in your travel bag, and it can really help you along your journey. Is this something that's a challenge for you? So the first powerful question is, are you somebody who likes the great outdoors? This starts to identify and refine your pitch. Are you somebody who is looking for a dental hygiene solution, or are you somebody who struggles to clean your teeth when you're out camping? Maybe it's not a dental hygiene solution. Maybe we need to dumb it down and say, hey, are you somebody who, likes to have fresh, clean mouth on a daily basis? You're somebody who also likes the outdoors. You can start to ask those questions. So I hope that was helpful. And then you can move through that sales process, and you're going to do that generically and at scale to support maybe some of the retailers, the outdoor retailers that are going to stock your products. So that might also be something that could go on your packaging in terms of on your retail shelving. So you can ask those questions and do that remotely. Okay, let me have a look there for you at Mitchell. If a long-standing customer, 3 to 5 years, and you encounter more competitive tenders, win rate reduces, should we tell them the cost over 12 months to respond to tenders lost? Look, Mitchell, I think the first thing that with those tenders, we have the same issue. We were just discussing it last night. The first thing is, as a salesperson, is to take this opportunity to understand that we're not for everybody. We're not for the whole world. We're not going to sell to everybody in the market. In fact, what Chet Holmes says is that there's only really about 3% of the market of your buyers in the market at any point in time to sell products or services. So then, Mitchell, I think it's really important that when you do lose a tender, that we need to take the time to understand how the tender is obviously going to be weighted. We need to build a relationship, and I'm almost convinced that I know lots of people lose tenders on price all of the time, but if we take the time to educate the marketplace, then we want to outline that it is a high-risk decision to choose anybody but you, and it does take time. And so reactively, what is happening is that, and I was talking to a really great guy last night, there's an organization, a website, particularly for you guys that follow us, qualitytrade.com, which is an international tendering website exclusive for ISO certified companies. So the types of companies that we mostly work with here at Best Practice. And he's talking about tenders. Now, your organization is reacting to tenders when they're advertised, in place of actually trying to identify the organizations before they release the tenders. And so when a tender is on price, of course, there's an evaluation process and you're going through step in terms of responding to the tender. But what we want to do is we want to understand that we've got to take our time and we've got to understand the relationships. So when is the tender going to get released? Who are the types of organizations that are going to release tenders, and when are they going to release those tenders? So we want to take those opportunities to really go through and say, okay, at this point in time, this tender's coming up. At this point in time, this tender's going to come up. And because when we do react, when we do take those opportunities to go through and understand that, okay, the tender's just come up, then we're not going to have enough time to build a relationship. We're not going to have enough time to go to those questions. So let me see if I can answer more specifically your question now with that context. If you have a long-standing customer, 3 to 5 years, and you encounter more competitive tenders, win rate reduces. Should we tell them the cost over 12 months to respond to the tenders lost? Look, I think it is ethical to give them as much information as possible. What you don't want to create is buyer's remorse. So if you tell them the price over 12 months, will they be more inclined to choose you? Like, don't worry about your competition, or will they less inclined? Because even if you lose a job, even if you lose a tender, it is your ethical obligation to continue to educate your customer. And they will see you as a trusted source of information. So even though you haven't commercially engaged, you don't walk away from a friendship. So a friendship, the relationships that you build with these clients, you need to lean into them. And you need to accept the fact that you've got to invest in those relationships, even if you're not commercially transacting. Because these are friendships, they are relationships, and that is the infinite game of business. The infinite game of business is to build relationships with all of the potential buyers so that it's word of mouth referral, so that when it comes up in future, and it's a numbers game, but it's for the ones that there's not going to be a tender, you want to make sure you get invited. You want to make sure that they call you and say, hey, we're going to be releasing a tender in 6 weeks. Make sure you watch out for it when it gets released. That's the kind of relationship. Even if there's ethics involved on their part in terms of what they can and can't disclose and declare, you want to make sure that they ring you and they say, we haven't got your tender submission. It's really important that you submit it. You want to build that kind of relationship with those people. So the right, I guess, Mitchell, my final point there is the right thing to do is always the right thing to do. So if there is a right way, what is the ethical thing? It is, don't shitbag your competition, but it is important to actually say, okay, well, it is important that you guys have this information. I want to help you understand the price that you've just committed to. I want to help you understand that you know exactly what you're up for over the next 12 months, even though you're not going to be doing business with us. So Mitchell, I hope I've answered your question, from the limited text there that I've got, that's helping you along that journey. How are we going for time? Okay, we're at the half an hour mark. We try to keep our Thursday sessions nice and short. Just let me know. Can you let me know in the comments, everybody there, yes or no? Have you got that document and copied the link from Vanessa? So Vanessa's posted it there. So if you look at the handle at Best Practice, she's posted it again. So the link in the comments, you can get the questions that I'm reading from the powerful sales questions. They're there for you guys. So if you can just let me know, those of you who are still watching, both on YouTube and on LinkedIn, if you guys could let me know in the comments, yes or no, have you been able to access that link? You could right click on it and open it in a new tab while you're still listening. And it's really important. I really want you guys to get those powerful sales questions. So are there any other organizations where you guys would like me to have another look? Stan, I hope that the comments there about tendering, I hope that helped you. I will take the opportunity to call you straight after this live stream. I owe you a phone call. Who else is there in the comments? Okay, Adam Dent, do you want some help at all? Stan is saying no, says I need approval. It's fixed. Vanessa's fixed that, Stan, so you should be able to access that document now. Adam, do you want me to give you some one of my little how to sell aero. Okay, you've got it. Adam, let me just find Adam. It's Aeronaut. Adam, for everybody's benefit, would you like to post your? Oh, you're okay. You're all good. Okay. Otherwise I can help you refine the customer and work out some questions. We can have an offline phone call with that if you like. So look, guys, take the opportunity right now to post the links, post the websites for your own companies in the stream. This is a post for you guys. It's a great opportunity so that you guys can all see where each other's working. Shameless self-promotion. This is a sales and business development session today for you guys. Take the opportunity, even if you're watching this after the recording, please take the opportunity to post the URL or the website for your company. It'll give you backlinks to your website. Please take that opportunity, post your website in the comments, and then people can start clicking on that and see who's been involved. So congratulations to everybody for coming on today and taking the time to invest in your career. We've got plenty more coming. I've got this great Google Doc where we're building out this sales guide. There's so much that you can put into selling and sales and business development. I promise I'll keep working on it and we'll get it out in the next 2 weeks. I've been promising it for a few weeks. We're now in the office, so we're good to go. Thank you, Adam. Good. So start posting your website there for everybody that's involved. And obviously our website is www.bestpractice.biz. Okay, if you guys don't see me out and about on the road over the next couple of weeks, you will definitely see us right here in our new studio. We've got to put some walls up and make it soundproof. You'll see us right here next time on Best Practice TV. Thank you very much, Luke. Bye for now.